First of all, we'll accept some blame, right? So at the LA Times, we endorse Karen Bass. I think right now in front, that's a mistake, and we admit that. So I thought it was very important early on for me to come out. And I think we were one of the few.
I hope y'all hearing this. I really do. I hope them Patriots is wide awake. And that y'all are hearing this, not woke, wide awake. Here it is.
To say competence matters. Got like maybe 23 million views to show how that was really dear to the heart of most people, whether you're right or left. And it's an interesting thing is that maybe we should think about how we elect people on the basis of, did they actually run a job? Did they actually make a payroll? Do they understand what it is? And rather than having professional politicians whose only job is really to run for office. There's nothing, I'm not trying to be disparaging, but I think we're at the stage now of the nation and the world, and there's many things we'll talk about even in healthcare, that you really need people to understand, well, how it affects a man in the street, how it affects the working type of person. And I think President Trump in this election has understood that, and he's become truly the Republican Party, as you said, has become the Democratic Party in terms of addressing the problems of the man in the street. So competence absolutely matters. And I'm glad that that's been taken up as almost a meme now, that competence matters.
They got to go.
They got to go. You know what? They got to go. I don't give a damn if they do. After what I've seen last week, they got to go. They got. I'm done. I'm done, Kevin. I'm done.
Sometimes there are natural disasters you can't do a damn thing about. When a hurricane hits your house down in Florida, what can you do? Are you yelling at the politicians to stand out there and stop the winds?
Kev, I'm not going off about the fires. The fires is not their fault. But when firefighters are standing there and saying there's not enough water in the fire hydrant.
That's true.
When Donald Trump asked for water to be pumped from Canada into the LA system, and Gavin Newsom opposed that. When you're hearing about environmentalists compelling him to protect smelt and little fish and salmon at the expense of LA citizens, of California citizens, Kevin, I don't need much else than that. I just don't. Maybe you're nicer than me. Maybe I'm too cruel. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
The way they are moving, the unpredictability of how they're moving, the swiftness with how they're moving, you are not going to outrun these fires. If you stay, you're going to die in them, and it's not worth it. So if you're told to evacuate, get the hell out. Save yourselves. You can rebuild, because we are going to rebuild. We also, I think, have to be mindful of the risks that will follow these fires, and that is when the rains come. And the risk of mudslides. So I say that because we need to know what we're looking forward to ahead.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our citizens. We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Herself. It seems like that's all these Democrats are doing. It's blame game season. We've got Fire Chief Kristen Crowley here, their local DEI fire chief, pointing the finger directly at the city. It's their fault.
Period. Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
You got the fire chief here pointing the finger at the city, essentially pointing the finger at the mayor, and that's directly in Karen Bass's face. And then what does she do? She points the finger right back. In fact, she takes action. Yesterday, it was being reported that Los Angeles Fire Department Chief Kristen Crowley was being summoned to face Mayor Karen Bass. And then an hour later, the news comes out that Karen Bass fired the fire chief. I mean, what the heck is going on here? You got a system that's completely collapsed due to incompetent leadership, and then we've got Democrats pointing the finger at each other and the mayor throwing the fire chief under the bus, I guess presumably to avoid taking accountability and just running away. That seems to be a trend here. The whole Democrat mirage of good governance in California seems to have dissipated, and now they're all running around like chickens with their heads cut off. We got Gavin Newsom running away to Uncle Joe Biden, pleading for the White House to help him against all this evil Russian disinformation. And we've got these cowardly Democrats doing the same thing, running. And that's exactly what Karen Bass is doing here.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up, boss? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them?
There she is, getting absolutely grilled by a Sky News reporter, just standing there blinking like a malfunctioning robot. Does not compute, no response, no accountability, just pure unfiltered embarrassment for every single American watching. Like I keep saying, folks, it's a complete clown show, and it all seems to be slowly falling apart. I mean, at this point, this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back and finally sends California back to being a red state. I know, monumental task, but this might be the catalyst. I mean, this is a full-blown optics collapse of government. And California locals, I mean, they're losing their minds. These are the types of videos that are bouncing around on platforms like TikTok, going viral every day because it's really resonating with people.
I just watched Mayor Karen Bass, who only just now, a couple hours ago, landed in Los Angeles, the city that she's the mayor of, the city that has been on fire for well over 24 hours. She finally arrived from Ghana because I guess she really had to attend the inauguration of the president of Ghana. I guess that was really important work to do with the taxpayer money of Los Angeles. So she finally figures out how to get back to Los Angeles, gets off the plane at noon. A Sky News reporter confronts her, and what does she do? Nothing. She stands there in silence, looks straight ahead. Do you know why? Because our California politicians believe that they don't have to answer our questions. That's how they've been living in this ecosystem. Thank you to the sycophants at LA Times and Sacramento Bee and everywhere else.
It's just bad, and like I keep saying in these videos, every time where you think it can't get any worse, it does. People are digging up everything here. And the information that's coming out, I mean, it's just damning. Understanding the basic circumstance of California, it's a dry state that doesn't have enough water, and the state's facing constant high risk of wildfires and forest fires. Understanding that basic idea and then seeing what's going on in terms of leadership, well, it's just hard to reconcile. The LA fire chief already went on the record claiming that her department has been defunded.
I was also directed to develop a plan as part of a budget reduction exercise, and that could equate to $48.8 million. And I rang the bell that these additional cuts could be very, very devastating for our ability to provide public safety. That would have resulted to 15 fire stations closing down and potentially the elimination of over 300 firefighters.
And now to add insult to injury, this comes out. The Daily Mail is breaking this little nugget that Karen Bass just a few weeks ago, well, she was signaling support for cutting an additional $49 million. Leaked memo reveals LA Mayor Karen Bass demanded her fire department cut an extra $49 million just 1 week before wildfires broke out. And what's being said is that $49 million essentially equates to shutting down 16 fire stations. You heard that right, 16. Can you even imagine that, considering the circumstance? I mean, what kind of galaxy brain idiot leadership is this? And again, it has me questioning, how are these the leaders in charge? How are these the people who are in charge of anything? They can't even seem to get the basics right. But these are the people getting all the accolades and all the awards. Karen Bass, a woman praised by Barack Obama. He told Karen Bass when she was elected that he was confident that she was going to be an outstanding mayor of LA. That's an actual quote from Barack Obama. Yeah, well, how did that turn out? Didn't exactly age so well, now did it? Because Democrats live in this fairy tale where they hand out participation trophies to people who check boxes before worrying about anything like track record, experience, competence, actual performance on the job. No, it's more about the headline, first X person elected to office. Apparently that matters more than basic competence to do the job. I don't know, my thought process is with everything that's dropped here, I just think California and LA deserve better. After everything we've seen, I mean, not only is it bad, I think it's also so much worse than people actually ever thought. And hopefully that's waking people up.
Let me tell you something, she's got a spine of steel. Yes. And she's also been a black woman in America a very long time, so none of this is new to her. We're mad because we're tired of it. We're tired for her. But we're mad for her, and we're going to stand. Listen, I don't know how you here, but I'm happy you're here. Because somebody needs to say.
Stand, behind her and support her. Because how she handling it, you can see it in her face. She stays calm. But think about this. She has the city to take care of. She does not have time to hear reporters.
And she is also not mayor of every municipality in California. Yes. There are people that are mad that she didn't fix the fires in Malibu. She's not the mayor of Malibu.
You're right.
What is she supposed to do in a city she's not the mayor of?
People don't understand.
And let me say this too. I can imagine how much it would hurt to see this happening in the city that she loves. That's first. So take away how it feels for people to attack her. She's heartbroken because this is happening in her city, a city that she loves.
And the people don't understand. They don't understand how large it is, because a lot of people are sitting in other parts of the city. They're not in it. They're not in the fire. They're not in the smoke. They don't see. They're not there. They're watching TV. Why? And they want to blame someone. This is not time to blame. It's time to get some resources. She has reached out far. We have planes coming in from other countries to help us. This is not the time. I need everybody to remain calm, be vigilant, support the leadership, support Karen Bass. That's all I can say. You cannot. This is not the time. Oh, y'all got me upset.
She's had a great response so far to the fires.
Absolutely.
A great. She has done what she's had to do. She's jumped in there, and she's got this.
We have fires every year, and I don't remember in the 30 years almost that I've lived in LA, I've never seen everybody react like this to the mayor and blame one person for a natural disaster.
Yes.
I've never seen it. Now, what's different this time? Interesting, isn't it?
You said that. Amen, sister.
Amen, sister. Amen, sister. What different this time? She black. This ain't got nothing to do with her being black. I am so sick and tired of y'all pulling out this damn race card. It's getting old. It's played out. Okay? I'm black, and I'm tired of y'all pulling out this race card. It ain't got nothing to do with her being black. People are calling her out because she's incompetent. Don't nobody give a damn about the color of her skin. Man. People are losing their homes. People are losing everything they have. Don't nobody give a damn about the color of her skin. This is about her being a terrible freaking mayor. Her job is to make sure that the city has the resources. Her job is to make sure that there are enough firefighters. Her job is to make sure that the fire department has everything that they need for things like this. But she don't care about that city. All she care about is getting paid, getting money. That's all she care about. Getting that check. But she's black, so her being black, let me tell y'all something, okay? This has nothing to do with the color of her skin. It is not racist to call this woman out. Nobody's calling her out because she's black. They are calling her out because she is a terrible freaking mayor who failed to do her job. Incompetent. And calling a black person out for not doing their job is not racist. Okay? She's a terrible mayor that happens to be black. Does not make people racist for calling her out. Just because she's black, people can't hold her accountable? Yeah, that's bullcrap. That's bull. Yeah. Again, we call anything out, the wokies, the woke culture, they say you're racist. They said stay woke.
Yeah, but when we start calling people out, you know, we're just racist. We're this, we're that, yeah. But like I say, incompetent.
Are you open to providing aid to California without any conditions at all?
I think we've got to have a serious conversation about that. Obviously, there's been water resource mismanagement, forest management mistakes, all sorts of problems. And it does come down to leadership, and it appears to us that state and local leaders were derelict in their duty in many respects. So that's something that has to be factored in. I think there should probably be conditions on that aid. That's my personal view. We'll see what the consensus is. I haven't had a chance to socialize that with any of the members over the weekend because we've all been very busy, but it'll be part of the discussion for sure.
What about the debt limit increase? What about tying the debt limit increase to it?
There's some discussion about that, but we'll see where it goes.